The last time Hobby Lobby had their Paper Studio products on sale, 40% off, I found this pack, which is called Ephemera Paper Crafting Kit. And it has 57 pieces in it and 12 by 12 papers. I think there's 10 of those. 5 designs, 2 each. And it had these die-cut shapes, a set of stickers for alphabet, and stickers with other designs on them. So I thought that was a pretty good deal for all of that for $4.20, something like that. In this pack with the die cuts in it, it had some things that inspired me to try to recreate. And it's these playing cards. Theirs are just one-sided. You'd have to glue these two together to have both designs for the front and back. And they're the old-fashioned kind with those kind of clubs. And this is a Queen of Spades. And I was looking at this, and it looks like it's been sanded with coarse sandpaper. I decided to try it out on some of these bicycle playing cards that I got. They're called Factory Seconds. I couldn't see anything wrong with them personally, but anyway, that's beside the point. They were from Dollar Tree for $1.25 for the whole pack. And this is one I did. I used the sanding block. This has a rough side on it and a smoother side. And I used the rough side and just did sanding straight streaks down and got that look. Which is not, I think I sanded off more than they have on this one, the back. But I like the effect. And so I decided to try to recreate the Queen of Spades. Similar, I mean, it's not the same. This is obviously a neater, old-fashioned queen on there. And this is the one that I've always seen all my life on playing cards. The bicycle cards, anyway. Some other cards have different ones. But anyway, what I did is I sanded it with the sanding block, and I put some vintage photo on it to kind of age it. But I did another one. Let me put these aside over here. I sanded these. This one has this red design on the back, and it's a Crown brand. It was on sale for 69 cents. I couldn't pass that up, could I? So I got that, and I sanded the back. I used sandpaper on this, and this is from this pack that I got at Dollar Tree. It's got 36 pieces in it, and it was $1.25. And you probably know this already, but sandpaper is labeled with grit numbers on it. The higher grit numbers are finer. I guess that means more grit per square inch or something. And the coarser ones have a lower number on them. This is P80. And I don't know what the P stands for. But anyway, that's mostly beside the point because you probably already know about sandpaper. But I just cut up a piece to a little size like that. And I just did the same thing. I just used it and pulled it down this way across the back of it and left streaks on it. And it also leaves grit everywhere, so be prepared for that if you decide to do this. And I did this one also. What I was thinking is, I think these are cute. The Queen has a lot of design on it already, but these don't have much on them. And I was thinking it would be fun to put a dragonfly or a butterfly stamp on it, just to kind of give it some other interest on there. Let's see, I like this butterfly. Or a bird. I mean, you could do lots of different things. I'll just do a couple of them. These birds I thought were cute. Maybe that one or this one. He looks spunky. I like him. Maybe I'll do those too. And not the butterfly this time. We do butterflies a lot. And the other thing I was thinking about doing before I do the stamps on them is I'm going to add some distress to them with ink. And I thought this time I would use this color that's called Old Paper. I haven't tried this on the playing cards yet, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I thought we would try it out. And I have this is just a makeup sponge that I have that I thought I'd use to put some ink on them. This color is kind of has a green tint to it, which I think is kind of interesting. And just I'm just going to put it around the edges mostly. The sanding kind of gives it a tooth. That was another reason I sanded, was to take the shine off of them, because these cards are pretty slick. I'm not even sure you could get much on there, and it probably would wipe off. You need to get rid of that shine to stamp on them or to age them like I did with that one. Let's just go ahead and do this one too. And if you wanted to, you could even do some other aging on them. This is a nail file I have that has a pretty coarse side on it. You could just tear up the edge a little bit. Like that. Maybe over here a little bit. To make them look really old. Or you could use a knife or your scissors or whatever to do that. Let's see what I do with the scissors here. Depends on what look you want. If you want them to be really distressed, or if you just want it to have the aged look. I don't know if I like that or not. Let's see. I think I'm going to put the bird on this one. I'm going to use Archival Ink Black Soot color on this, so that it'll show up well. And I think before I stamp it on my card, I'm going to just put it on a piece of paper, because I want to see how it's going to look when I stamp it and make sure that it's giving me a good impression. I'm not sure I've ever used this bird stamp, so it might not do that well. Okay. Just put my felt behind it. I think I got ink on there. Oh, that's good. That's a good impression. I like that bird. He's got a spunky look about him. So we'll try it on this card now. And I think I need to wipe that off with just to get that last bit of sanding off of there. Now you may be thinking, well, I don't know what I do with that. It's kind of cute, but what do I do with it? And one idea I had was to make it into a pocket, just a tuck spot kind of pocket, just in the corner of a journal page. Or you could include it in a pocket, of course. You know, just slide it in a pocket or a tuck spot. So there's the bird. I think that's cute. I like that personally. You know, you could use whatever design you wanted to put on there. And with it stamped like that, it's almost like he's hanging on to that spade emblem there. I'm going to put the dragonfly on that one. There it is. I think I need to wipe that again. Okay, see if I can keep the ink off the stamping block. Okay, let's see. Since he's flying, I think I'm going to put him up high on here. I didn't put my felt underneath it, so I'm going to hold it for a second here to get it to grab. And so there is that one. You could do this idea with other kinds of cards. These are some English and Spanish flashcards that I got at Dollar Tree. And they also have that same slick, and they're all bright colors. I just used the sandpaper to tone that orange down some, so hopefully it won't be too bright. And you could do either side. I sanded both sides. I thought this would be cute with a clock on it. Now, I ordered some clocks just yesterday, but they're not in yet. But I have one little clock. This one's just a basic, that kind of clock. See, get it at the right orientation there. I'm going to stamp this. I haven't used this lately. I don't know if it still stamps well or not. No, it needs a little more ink on it. Okay. You could also add a cluster or something on there if you wanted to do that. You wouldn't have to just leave them plain. These were so colorful. These wouldn't necessarily work for a vintage journal or something like that, but they could be fun in a brightly colored journal that didn't stamp very well. But that's okay. It doesn't have to stamp well. It could just be a little bit more vintage because of that. And I'm going to use some of this old paper on this one. Stay away from that for right now. And just kind of age the edges a little bit here. Okay. There's not much to this idea. I mean, it's just playing with playing cards. But I think they could be fun to put in pockets or use them as tags. I think if you wanted to, you could write on some of these, especially after you sand them, maybe with a micron pen. This is an 05, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. That's not bad. Maybe on this one, I might write dragonfly. Okay, let's just do it this way. I was just thinking about other ways to use playing cards or other kinds of cards to use in our journals as decorations or pockets. I don't know how well it would work to use this sticking out past a page to be a tab. I guess on this, I really wouldn't want to turn that bird on his side, so I would be putting him this way. And sticks out a little bit. And the red side would stick out a little bit, like that. You could do that. And you could have this as a tuck spot up here too if you wanted to do that, or just a little corner tuck. So anyway, that's just my ideas on it. You could do other things like make it into a hidden paper clip by putting a paper clip on the back and clip it to a page, and then you'd have a place to clip something else underneath it. Or this one's big enough, it would make a nice big pocket. And you could like stitch around it, or you could put an eyelet in the corner and hang a dangle or a charm from there, or I don't know. I'm sure that you could think of lots of ways to use them if you're interested in the look. And this one, since it has a word on either side, it might be fun to make it into a flip where you could flip it open and see the other word. So anyway, that's my idea for this go round, and I didn't do that one, so that will be for another day. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.